Go.
Hi, my name is Maddie, and this is my persuasive speech. These are my audience members. Alright, as many of you know, I have 2 dogs of my own at home. Before I begin my speech, I would like to tell you a quick story. After I adopted my dog about a year ago, I met the couple who had brought her into Lakeshore Paws, where I adopted her from, and that's also where I volunteer at. The couple told me they found her and her brother on the side of a road wandering one day. With the tags on them, they took them to their original owner, who did not want them anymore. They then took them to a local animal shelter here in Northwest Indiana, and the shelter gave them a really surprising answer. The shelter had told them that in 3 days, if they had not found a home, that they were going to be euthanized. That's only 3 days, only 72 hours to find a forever home, or else they would be put down. The couple thought this was outrageous and had found Lakeshore Paws, and that's how she ended up with me. It's just crazy to think that these dogs, who are not even a year old, were only given 72 hours to live just because there was not enough room, money, or time for these guys to be cared for in the shelter. According to the ASPCA, approximately 3.9 million dogs are brought into shelters each year. Out of these 3.9 million dogs, 1.2 million of them are euthanized each year. That is 31% of dogs being brought into shelters are being killed. Think about it this way, out of every 10 dogs you see, 3 of them are being killed each year. This is solely because there is not enough time, room, money, effort, or care for people to take care of these dogs in the shelters. Just like you may have at home, I have my 2 dogs, and it's unimaginable to think of these guys and them being put down. Dogs are known as the man's best friend for many reasons. They are loving, affectionate, and will love you for a lifetime if you give it to them. By being a volunteer, a foster, or simply spreading the word, you can be saving thousands of dogs' lives. Although the need may be extensive, it only takes one to make a difference in someone else's life, or in this case, a dog's life. To help find homes and keep from euthanizing dogs, we need more volunteers, fosters, and more people to be aware. Our problem is that not many people are aware of how many dogs are truly being euthanized each year, and this is a huge problem. There are perfectly adaptable dogs in shelters, and people do not know that they can find purebreds, puppies, and anything they want at a shelter instead of going to a puppy mill or a pet store. Another huge problem is the lack of volunteers. Volunteers are the backbone to shelters' communities. Only about 3 or 4 people get paid at Lakeshore Paws, the shelter I work at. The rest of the hundreds of people you see there daily are all volunteers. Volunteering includes cleaning the kennels, feeding dogs, caring for the animals, or simply just spending time with them and playing with them. Another huge thing is fostering. A volunteer can foster a dog, which means that it takes a dog from the shelter and keeps it and cares for it in their own home. Fostering dogs opens up plenty more kennels and space. That way we can bring new dogs in and save those dogs. Because of the foster system, Lakeshore Paws has saved over 2,000 dogs in the last 5 years. I know it seems like I'm asking a lot of you. However, the way to solve this problem is a lot easier and more efficient than you may think. Even if only one of you followed through with my proposal, it could change the world for one dog. To the world, you are one person, but to a dog, you can be their whole world. The ways you can volunteer are help out at the shelter, donate products, foster, or even just spread the word. Just by spreading the word that Lakeshore Paws is out there, it could save many dogs' lives by showing the adoptable dogs that we have there. Many shelters also take in products like paper towels, bleach, all kinds of necessary things, and all you have to do is drop them off after you pick them up at your local grocery store trip. I want you guys to volunteer, and I want you to make a difference. I'm going to show you a picture about what happens if my proposal is followed through and if it is not. The first picture shows if the proposal is not met, this is what happens. You're letting a dog and its dreams go down. However, if you guys decide to follow through and volunteer, you could help a dog find its forever home and let it see its next birthday. Like I said, just by volunteering, fostering, or spreading the word, you can save hundreds of dogs' lives. In closing, I want you to remember this. Next time when you go home, really look at your dog. What would you do if your dog only had 3 days to live? Only 72 hours. Well, would you do something about it? Would you play with your dog if it was in a shelter? Would you give her time? Nothing you do is ever too little. Lakeshore Paws is always taking in volunteers and always looking for a helping hand. They're located in Valparaiso, Indiana, and their phone number is 219-476-7297, and they are also found on Facebook. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you all at Lakeshore Paws in the future. Thanks.